Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by and checking out what we got going on here in the garage. Today we're going to be working on Twisted V Twins Pro Mod engine he's let me put together for him. And today we're going to put the oil pump in the engine. We're going to put the sump cover on. So let's get the camera turned around here and set up, and we'll get working on this engine. Alright guys, this is the oil pump we modified in the last video. We're going to get her bolted in now. There is no gasket between the oil pump and the closure plate here, the sump plate. It's just it's real pretty simple. Just 2 bolts hold it on. I start them by hand here. Look down through the holes, make sure they're kind of centered up on the holes, because the holes in the pump are a little bigger than the bolts are. So, but just spin them down on. Don't drop your socket too much. And this is an infamous 10 millimeter that everybody seems to lose, including me. You don't have to herc these things on. Sometimes I will put a little blue Loctite on them, but this is oh, got a message. Anyways, get that snug down in there. Like I said, you don't have to herc them on, just snug them. There's that. Uh-oh, we're not spinning. Something's locked up in there. Alright, well, I'll pull that back off and find out why it's not spinning. If I got something in there or what. Huh. Loosen it up and she spins. Imagine that. So. What did I do wrong? I wonder if this is a little warped or something. I don't know. I'm going to run these back down. I'm going to shut this camera off. I'm going to run these back down, see if we can't figure out, and I'll let you know what I find. Alright guys, I took it back off. There was a little bit of something in there on that rotor. But now she spins nice and free. So, you know, I don't know. Like I said, a little bit of dirt. Make sure everything's clean. So, all right, we got that. I got my lineup dowels in here. This one's still in the block. Put these 3 in. On this hole here by your oil filter mount, there is a O-ring on there. You must put that O-ring in there. If not, your engine will leak, and that's not pretty. So I got the O-ring in there already. Next we're going to, you know, as you can see here, I got my variety of gasket sealers and everything here. You know, we're going to put a little bit of, you know, everything on there and get it sealed up. But no, I'm just joking, guys. This is what I'm going to use, the right stuff. This is the best stuff I can find next to the ultra gray for these cases. I like the right stuff. It's got a little bit of adhesion to it, and it sets up fairly quick. So I'm going to wipe this down, get a bead of that put around, and get it on the block, or get the block over here, put a bead on it, then get it on the block. So we'll shut the camera off. I'll bring you back when we're getting ready to do that. Alright guys, we're not ready to put that cover on yet, but I wanted to show you something. Sometimes, like in markerized live streams, we talk about there's cage bearings, needle bearings on the cam we put them on there. We mentioned it in a couple of other videos. This is what we're talking about here on the end of the cam. There's one in here and one in the block. It's a cage bearing that goes in there. We have these machined out. These pressed in. This is a must when you start getting into the heavy valve springs. If not, it will wear. Well, I'll show you here on my closure plate. I'm off my engine. You can see the difference how thick this one is here. How thick this one is compared to Mark's. This motor did not have heavy valve springs in it, so when I go to build this block up, I will have this machined out, cage bearing put in there, and what happens is with the heavy valve springs pushing down on the cam, you will actually wear this part of the block out, and then it gets sloppy, your timing gets off, just starts causing all kinds of issues. So if you guys are going to do heavy valve springs on any motor, any engine, whether it be the Predators or anything like that, have them cage bearings put on the end of the cam. On the end of the cam. You'll save yourself a lot of headaches. And also, your cams that you're using should be a billet cam, specifically ground for the heavy valve springs. You can get away with the cast cams for a while until you get X amount of pressure on the valve springs, and then you will start snapping cams. I don't know, I don't mess with the Predator engines very much, but I know on these and the single cylinder Kohlers, it doesn't take a whole lot of high revving engine, you know, high RPM and heavy valve springs, and you will snap the cam. So look back in one of my other videos, the single cylinder put together or helped Mark put together. We show that on the single cylinder Kohlers, the cam is actually hollow. It's drilled out, machined out specifically for a cam pin. Goes through the block and then gets held in with bolts on the ends. That is so that you don't break the cam. So anyways, just wanted to show you guys that so you know what we're talking about with the roller bearing or needle bearings there on the end of the crank. Another thing we do also too is there's a roller bearing out here on the outside of the crank that supports the cam or crank on these too. So I think I've showed it to you in earlier videos of this, but that's that. Now I'm going to get this wiped down, get some gasket maker on there, and then we'll get it put together. Alright, y'all, got the closure plate there all cleaned up, ready to go. I don't know how well y'all can hear, but seems like every time I come out here to do something, one of my neighbors decides it's time to mow grass. I think they watch, and when I bring the camera out, they jump on their lawnmower. So, alright, I'm just going to put a thin bead of the right stuff around here. I know you guys can't see this, but I'm just doing a thin bead around it. No, they're not a sponsor either, so I wish I would get some sponsors. That'd be cool. Bring you guys more cool stuff. I did install the cam and crank shims. They're ready. They're on there and ready to go. So. That's one thing I like about this rate stuff. It doesn't take a whole lot to seal stuff up. Alright, let me get this kind of smoothed out here a little bit, evenly dispersed. I know you guys can't, like I said, sorry you guys can't see what I'm doing here, but I'll show you once I get it on and ready to go in place. I mean, you could just use the can and do a bead and let it go at that, but I like to make sure I got a nice even bead around it, so I go around each one of the bolt holes and alignment dowels, make sure that make sure I got it, you know, completely sealed up. We don't want any oil leaks or anything. It's warm enough out here now that this stuff's actually starting to sit up pretty decently quick, so. Alright. Alright guys, there you go. Got it all the way around it. Now, oh, forgot one little thing here. I want to oil this crank up a little bit. Make sure we got, make sure we're not dry. Around the surface of that gear there. That's the thrust surface. You want to make sure it got that lubed up nicely. So get this in here, slide it up over. Okay, we got it on the cam. Couple little tap there, and down. The dowels are lining up. Alright, get that out of my way, wipe that tip off, put the cap back on. Alright, there's that. Grab my bolts. I'm going to get all the bolts started in here, and we'll bring you all back when we're ready to tighten them down. Alright y'all, we got the closure plate on there. Let it sit for a little bit after we made contact. Now we're going to go ahead and torque these down. They get torqued down to 216 inch-pounds. So there's that one. And just kind of do them in a cross pattern here where they kind of evenly get them torqued. And if you guys notice, I got an oddball bolt in that one there. Apparently I'm missing one, but it's a bolt, so I'll get one of the regular cap screws. Now normally these are metric, smaller bolt. We upgraded them to the Allen cap screws here, and actually made them a standard thread instead of a metric thread. So I'm just going to go around, make sure everything's torqued right. Alright, all torqued up. Everything's all, I got a little bit of a squeeze of gasket sealer out of all around it, so we're looking good on there. I think I'm going to end the video here, but in the next one we'll be moving back onto the heads. We'll be installing the rockers using an adjustable push rod to get the specific length that we need for this engine, to get a measurement, and then we'll have we'll get some, cut them, put them, install them, and then then we'll do the ignition system, the crank trigger ignition on these. So alright y'all, there you have it. We got the whole bottom end of this engine all together. It's ready to go. Got the closure plate on, torqued on, all sealed up, so we won't have to get back into that, hopefully. Like I said, in the next video, we're moving up to the top of the heads here, getting the rockers, and the rocker studs, rockers, measuring for the push tubes or push rods, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, push rods, push tubes, anything, whatever. So, thank you all for stopping. Appreciate it. I'm getting a little tongue-tied here, but appreciate you all watching them, watching the videos and stuff. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button for me, leave me a comment down in the bottom down there underneath, and we'll catch you all on the next one.